don't use it against the child. In fact, not even your child. When anybody, husband, mother, wife, whatever, do you get what I mean? So the church is a wonderful place to educate the women about parenting children in the 21st century, especially teenagers, and how very, very challenging it is. And then we talk to them about some of these things. Social media. I don't know how you can but
media,
internet.
Social
media,
you know, the internet.
So WhatsApp.
Okay.
TikTok.
So these are some of the things that we could use to educate the women, because a lot of Ghanaians go to church. So it's the best place to get the information across, you know, to educate us about WhatsApp, sex education. You know, my parents never spoke to me about it, but I spoke to if you want to turn 8, we talk about sex very openly. So these are some of the things that can help young people like that. For instance, this example, we give it to mothers. Your child came to you in confidence and said something to you. When you got angry, you used it against her. You know, it's terrible. You know, if you put yourself in the shoes of the child and how she feels, it's not a nice feeling that I came to you in confidence and use it again. So I think the church is the best place that we could get our point across. And also we go to secondary schools. You know, it's not only educating our parents, also educating children in secondary schools, assembly. You know, they sit there and they hear these, you know, we educate them on these things. On the detriment of, especially internet. My very thing is that social media. I don't know much what happens in Ghana, but I know that in the UK, the problem is social media. So many things.
It's a problem everywhere.
Okay. We have the show on that. And actually, we do the outreaches. We go to the schools. I mean, to date, we've reached out to about, as of last week, about almost 90,000 adolescents across the country. It's one of the things that's become very important is involving the adolescents who have challenges, physical challenges. So we've been to school for the deaf, we've been to school for the blind as well, because they are also adolescents, we can't leave them out. So a parent says, well, there's one thing I want to know or understand from our children. What exactly do they want to know? Because you cannot crawl, walk or run when you are not there yet. Thank you. Is it that so I think Mr. Sechedu is saying that they are going ahead of themselves.
Because he has to also understand that they are growing up in a very fast-paced world. Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
Today is this, tomorrow is that. Yeah. So the parents has to understand that their thought process is much more wider. They are much more analytical than we were when we are that age. So he also needs to be a little bit ahead of them, so that when they come to him, he has a better way of whatever it is they want to know. They are much more curious. They are much more intelligent than we were, let's face it. So if you try to, one of them was saying that they had a name for, he thought his penis was
property. His property,
you know,
yes.
Name it as it is today. Shall describe it.
Maybe it's coming from the tree in Japade or something.
So they translated it. I have a message here. I think it's from one of the adolescents.
What do you know?
He says, hello, good afternoon, Robert from Kanda. Please ask the parents why they think they need to protect us always. Some say they are protecting us by instilling fear upon us and emotionally abusing us. They want to manipulate and control us, which sometimes have negative effect on us and our growth.
Well, it's a responsibility of a parent to protect their children.
What is protection? When you say protection, what do you mean?
I mean, what do you mean by, what do you understand by protect? I mean, you want to leave them to the elements to be on, but if you are not an adult, you are under the care of a parent. And a parent provides shelter for you, provides food, provides love.
You live under their roof.
You live with your parents.
Yes.
If you want to be on your own, then you check out of the house, find a place to start making money, start making money, and start paying taxes. Yes, but the parent, if you live with your parents, it is their duty. Yeah, you don't bring children into the world and leave them to grow like weeds. Yeah.
Kafri, can I say something? I think before we say that, we need to find out what is protection to, what did the children mean by what
that's the thing. That was what I was coming to.
Yeah, because protection to you might be suffocation to me.
So maybe the person needs to get back to us with the definition of the protection. What your protection is.
Protection.
Exactly.
So when adolescents, you say protection, what do you mean? Please educate us so that we can learn as we are learning to learn. Okay, we have Reverend here. He says, yes, the times must be adjusted to, since the times are not the same. It's true the social media is a huge time control, which may either develop the adolescent or destroy them.
Yeah. Okay, so there I come in here. The parent needs to go into the world of the adolescent, okay, and find out what is going on. And like we are asking for the meaning of protection, we need to find out what they think about the issues. When we talk about this, what does it mean to them? Then how can we help? Okay, so we should, I think we should get curious. Parents, we should get very curious, get into their world, find out what's going on and things like that. Joke with them, try and learn from them first. Then with your vast experience, you try to help them out again. You have to learn from them first. And then with what's that you have, you help them out. Because otherwise, you'll be there, they would also be there. And they'll be having different definitions to things that you think are looked at in different ways. But then it doesn't help.
Okay, we're going to take some phone calls. I think we're going to open our phone lines. But before then, we have a message here. So he's saying that, I want to know if it's good for parents to allow adolescents to date.
Huh? Question again.
He wants to know if it's good for parents to allow adolescents to date.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so when you start dating, that means you are getting ready to get into marriage.
Oh my God.
We don't want to talk about how you see dating as fun, because we need to understand the terminologies. Okay, you are a young person, you are becoming an adolescent, you become an adult, and there are things that you do as you go along. So maybe, yes, we need to understand their terminologies and their understanding, because if they see dating as fun or something that is just part of the growth process, and they see you as preventing them from going through it, then they see you as somebody who is being preventive rather than being supportive. So my understanding of dating is, it's serious business for me. It's not dating that is fun, like having you can have friends, okay, and the kind of friends that I see my children bring home. First, I encourage them to bring their friends home. In fact, I'm very interested in where they are and who they are. In fact, I call to check on their friends before they now come telling me. Recently, my daughter called me and said, my friend says she loves you. And I said, well, I love her too. But I needed to understand what that love meant before I land myself into unnecessary trouble.
Ray got a scholarship.
We have a message. So I think this is from an adolescent. Okay. He says, your panel should first define protection from their point of view.
Wow, I like that.
Okay,
so
that's beautiful.
I think they must tell us. The person who asked the question must let us know what they mean by protection.
Understand by protection.
Just like dating. I mean, what is dating? Does it involve sex?
Does it involve sex?
Or not?
Is it? No, because in some situations, dating involves sex.
Yes.
Because to go on
So, so you need to know what it means.
Yes. So
it's not just going to watch a movie and eat ice cream.
They have to explain
what is
going
mean?
to go into that dating.
No, but sometimes you're not able to explain it from the word go. You understand? You get in there and then things happen, and before you say Jack, then you know what I mean. So you need to put So you need to put the brakes in place right from the word go, and let the child know that yes, this is good, but it's not good for you now. Okay, so when you get to this point, when you are this responsible, when you can take care of this, then you can have this. It's easy.
Can I say something?
And get it straight in there.
So it will be coming up shortly.
Can I say something? It all is about relationships.
Yes.
Because if I have a wonderful relationship with you, I can come to you and tell you anything. So what we should strengthen, aside all these things, is our relationship with our children. It is so important. Because if I have a good relationship with you, there is no barrier. The barriers to all these education, dating, fear, and all these things. The reason why I'm not able to communicate with you well is there is a barrier. And these people name it fear. They name it controlling. Those are the barriers.
Manipulation.
Somebody says things wonderful there, it amazes me. But we should. And what is relation? Relationship is you come, just a simple question. Some of the children I work with, just asking me, how are you today? How are you feeling? That's just that. They don't need much more. So when you say that, you were saying that, oh, I come home, I'm tired. Just You are not even wanting to talk about anything great. Oh, how are you? Just ask. It will surprise you what it will lead to.
But again, I'm adding up to yours. If kind of parent that you're always warm and stuff like that, even the day that you come and you're so worn out, in the mood, they will come and give back the love to you, because that's the home has been for a time. So that's how it goes. Yeah.
Another thing that, sorry to cut it off, affects our children's ability to relate to us is parental conflict. You get what I'm saying? So when they see that there is Iraq and Iran war, it
Abudu and Danny Gates.
Of course, you need to die for cover.
The young person who sent the message about the protection, he says, unfortunately, there isn't a youth on the panel, so they in their part, then we can understand.
The youth came before. The youth came before.
Yes.
Okay, so let's try
it. We're definitely going to do a part. But before we go, Friday, Coffee 10:50.
Oh, wow.
And Listen has a birthday cake for him to say happy birthday.
Yes.
We're saying happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much.
Golden age is not a joke. It's a milestone. And we thank God that he's brought you. Yes. So definitely, viewers, we're going to have a part 2 of this because we have capped even a little bit. So next week, same panel, except Lena, who has to leave the country. We'll be back to 2 of parents need to unlearn to learn, which means they have 5 minutes to themselves. This has been made possible by a proud E-Transact Limited, Glamour Hair, Purple Rose Shoes, Lesh Fortune Limited, Presage, and Danny Taylor. Next week, same time, stay tuned. We'll come your way again with a continuation of this exciting topic. In the studio, as you know, has been Kafu Day, Zelda and Sa, Papa Ray, as we call him, and Lena. So next week, I come your way again. I'm Natalie, and you're watching this thing. Thank you.